Yo, what's happened? Today's session is a bit of an all-rounder because yesterday was supposed to be back in biceps, and I think I was supposed to record my training on Monday to come back round to legs and actually hit. Did I hit a PB on Monday? I think I did. I think I hit some sort of PB on Monday, or maybe it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. Did 140 for 10 high bar on the back squat, and I felt there was more in the tank, so that was exciting. But yesterday the weather was nice, it was dry, so I actually went and did some basketball, which probably sounds odd, but yeah, I like shooting hoops. It's just a thing that I used to do when I was a kid, so I went and did 40 minutes of just shooting some hoops and unloading some stress by scoring threes. Well, not really, didn't score many threes, lots of twos. So, today, because of that, it's chest and tries, a little bit of shoulders, and back together. So it's basically upper body today. Usually I split up my pushing and pulling, but we're just going to do supersets today, so this should be fun. Let's get to it. So we are starting off with the dips, but on the rings, because I don't have dip bars, which makes them a little bit more difficult, a little bit more unstable, and actually I feel makes for a worse sort of chest workout, because I feel like I spend more of my time trying to stabilise my shoulders than actually hitting the pecs. But sometimes got to deal with the limits of the garage gym. And with dumbbell rows, it's straightforward single arm dumbbell rows. So let's go for the first set, and then I might give some tips. Oh my days. This is us on set number 2. Dips are awesome for look where I am. Places I find myself trying to get camera angles. So dips are good because they hit the compound move, they're going to hit the triceps, they're going to hit the front delts a little bit, and you're going to hit the chest as well. Primarily, I would say it's a chest movement. You can bias the triceps more by staying more upright and trying to get more range of motion, more range of motion through the tricep, or you can lean forward more and try and engage more of the chest. Now here, I'm not going to lie with ring dips, I'm just trying to survive and get them done because they are tough. And right now, I'm over 100 kilos, probably about 105. So, yeah, I'm no gymnast. Let's do it. Dips, primarily, we're going to hit the chest, and you are going to get some tricep as well, and you're going to get some front delt. Now you can bias different parts of what you're trying to target a dip based on your body position. So the more upright you stay, the more you're going to tend to put the bias on the tricep. When you're coming up here, you're getting that stretch, you're driving into the tricep, you're still going to get chest, you can't avoid it. The more you lean forward and sort of stay out of the tricep, the more you're going to stretch that pec off and hit the chest tickles. So, you know, if you're someone who's quite torso dominant, chest dominant, then you might want to try and get more in the upright position, driving at the triceps. If you're someone who is more arm dominant, you might want to lean forward more and stay out of the arms and stay right in the pecs, and whenever you're trying to bias something, think about stretching the muscle you want to bias and stretching the muscle that you don't want to bias, or not stretching it as much, and that's how you're going to move the bias onto the muscle. That set is really knocked the wind out of me. So, you know, you can do this with any movement. So, for example, bench press, if we keep the idea of chest and triceps, if we take a wide grip, okay, and we flare our elbows, then we're going to stretch the pecs more, and you're going to get more pec activation, and you're going to bias the pecs. If you tuck the elbow in, maybe take that closer grip, you're going to maybe take a little bit of stretch off the pec. Still going to stretch, still going to work, but you're going to put more stretch and more drive into the triceps. See the difference? So here, less tricep, more chest. Here, I'm getting more into the triceps, and for me, more into the front of the delt as well. So, without further ado, let's do another set of dips. Woo. Of dips, great bodyweight movement. I think that there's no need to rush to dips until, or let me put it a different way. I think that most people, if you're a beginner listening for whatever reason to this, then master the push-up, and then you can move on to the dips, right? When I've been training people in the past, I have not went on to dips until someone can do 20 really good proper push-ups. And I've got some push-ups in the program today, so hopefully we'll see some of those. But a lot of people do push-ups trash. They don't get enough good enough stretch, they don't do a full range of motion. And then they go into dips and they take that shitty technique with them, and then they complain about the fact that dips are trashing their shoulders and they feel really horrible. And it's just because they don't have good scapular mobility, they don't have good stability of the shoulders, they don't have good strength, strong pecs, and they can't get into the position that they require to do good quality dips that gets growth. So the prerequisite to that is, can you do good quality push-ups? And if you can do good quality push-ups, then you can graduate to dips, okay? And then I would suggest doing on straight bars, and then if you want, you could go on to rings. I don't really think there's an advantage for muscle growth with ring dips. For me, some people do find that they can get like maybe a better squeeze, better activation, because they can get the rings in front of them. But I'm just too big, so when I get to this position, like I just can't get them round my body. So there's no like extra squeeze. It's just like just get here and I get stuck, which I could basically do in a straight bar, not have to deal with the stability requirements. So yeah, I'm kind of selling myself on the fact I need to get dip bars. But yeah, what's cool about them? I don't know. Like the reason I got them is because I wanted to try gymnastic stuff out, and yeah, they've kind of just stuck around and never taken them down. They are handy. They're good for doing like inverted rows. They're good for doing, you can just tricep extensions. So second movement today is single arm rows. I love this exercise because one, you're hitting one side of your body at a time. So if you're doing like double arm stuff, sometimes your dominant side can be kind of carrying your weaker side, and then that leads to imbalances. Okay, so you end up with like one arm that's bigger than the other. Now mine's are relatively balanced because I do a lot of unilateral training, but especially when I started off doing a lot of bench press, a lot of double arm movements, and then changed to a lot of dumbbell movements, a lot of single arm movements, I noticed there was a discrepancy, and then when I went looking after that, I was like, oh yeah, like this side is just a little bit more developed. So make sure that you do some single arm work. if you want to be beautiful, if you want to have, maybe not beautiful, maybe if you want to have some symmetry in your body, train your arms separately. So there is debates all the time on dumbbell row technique. You will see, just like I was talking about in dips, people want to bias different sections or target different areas. I tend to do one arm rows as, yet again, a big compound move where I'm going to get some forearm work, I'm going to get some bicep work, mainly going to hit the lats, the mid back, and get the kind of thickness. Okay, that's mainly trying to target squeezing the scapula back and thickening up the back. That's the idea behind it. So for me, good stretch, squeeze and get it in contact with the body. Nice full range of motion. That's what I'm going for. Now, sometimes I have done them where they're more rear delt bias. Sometimes I've done it where I've got that kind of lat drag, where you're trying to hit the lats more. But I just think there's other movements that you can do the emphasis shit on. And I just, for me, at this point, single arm rows are just compound mass builder. Hit them heavy, hit them hard. So, let's get the first set done. Now this is the dumbbell I use for some arm wrestling training. It does look pretty whack. And it looks like it's a lot heavier than it is. I think it's 33 kilos. So it's a nice warm up for the old rows. It's light. Okay, I'll do for a wee warm up set. Now, I don't really tend to spend, oh, I just hit myself right in the pit there. I don't tend to spend a huge amount of time on warm-ups, especially when it comes to upper body. I tend to go for like a medium set to start and then get into it. I think personally that my upper body doesn't need a huge warm-up. The same as my lower body. Lower body gets tight and stiff and just takes a while to warm up, whereas upper body's just ready to party. Like it's smaller muscle groups, so I feel like they get to that preparation point quicker, and your nervous system, you're not having to like amp yourself up and get ready for it and, you know, build up. Whereas, you know, when you're going for a heavy squat, it's like mentally for me, I need to like chip away and get to those working weights and get stretched and get feeling good positions. Whereas dumbbell row, just fucking get after it and get the work done. So, second set. Oh, here you are. 40 kilos. Oh, the beastly kettlebell. Oh, let's make it a wee harder. I think I'm going to just go for a hand on the knee today. Whew. What's my grip on this left hand today? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get the straps, strap up. Something that's debated a lot with the old rows is body English, momentum versus super strict. I just realised how horrendous the background is today. I got a delivery for a bunch of booklets for Banks Fit clients, meal plans, all that kind of stuff. And this here is the cushions that have come inside because it's the winter and the weather's time to shit. My plan is, a week in November, I'm going to tidy this place up and make it look more like a gym and less like a dumping ground. But I haven't seen that for months, so it might not happen. It will happen. I mean, it's in the diary, I've got some time off. I will be jazzing it up, but whether it will stay tidy or not, that's another thing entirely. Anyway, a total aside. Body English, super strict. What should we do? Should we be fucking Optimus Prime, right? Mr. Robot. Oh, sorry, I'm just giving you a swatch of my ass. Right, so should we be, you know, here, zzz, zzz, zzz. Ideally, I think yes. I think we do want to look like a robot. We do want to keep the tension on the muscles at all times. The difficulty is with some exercises, the bottom position of the exercise is really, really difficult. And as you go through the range of motion, the muscle gets stronger. So in the case of a row, that bottom position, getting up. But then once you get to the mid-range, boom, you get a better pull. Same with biceps, so you're here, ooh, gets a bit easier, okay? Just the ability of the muscle to get through that range of motion gets easier. Mechanical advantages, such as the bicep, here obviously, much easier than here because you're fighting against gravity. Here, it's basically going right down against you, all right? So there's some things to do with the mechanical advantage, there's some things to do with the length of the muscle and how it's kind of place to contract, if you like. So a very sort of complex way of saying you will need body English sometimes, but it's deciding when is appropriate. So if this is a 40 kilo, and I'll do obviously another set, there is a little bit of right to get that thing moving. Then there's a squeeze, then a little bit of control on the way down. If I was doing 50 kilos, which I've done before, they tend to get more, yeah, it's more body English. And really, honestly, lifting more for ego at that point. But sometimes it's fun to do that. So I think when it's a low risk of injury and you want to do it to stroke your ego and to, you know, enjoy lifting a heavier weight, to bust through a plateau just to see if you can do it, all those kind of things, knock yourself out. Like I certainly knock myself out. But most of the time, try to stay with relatively good form and using body English to your advantage to be able to, you know, get a heavier weight into sort of better positions and get better stimulus from the exercise, instead of just always using body English because it allows you to lift heavier weights and makes you feel strong. Yeah, okay, now we're ready. So strap on, that's what she said. So let's get it. Oh, much better. Different gravy with the straps. My hands are feeling a little not bitches today. They're just not up for it. Woo! Maybe it's not my hand, my left. Just tired. I think I'm going to drop the weight today because my form was getting a little bit loosey-goosey and my left hand is fatigued for some reason. Don't know if it's been, did some arm wrestling work yesterday. Don't know if it's that, just tired it more than my right. So I've got, oh my god, 2 more sets to go, 2 more rounds, and then the other thing I don't think people talk about enough is, and this is more of a intermediate advanced lifter, like if you're a beginner you don't have to worry about this shit, but fatigue management within each session. So you know, I have been doing dips, 1 arm rows, but there's more work to do after that. We've got overhead press and we've got chin-ups. And so if I trash myself so much on the first 2 exercises, the second 2 exercises are going to be suboptimal. Now, there's a level of fatigue that you want. You want to get more fatigued as the session goes on, because that fatigue is the kind of flip side of stimulus, if you like. You've got stimulus and you've got fatigue, and both of those bars are going up as you go through the session. Now, ideally, you want to get the most stimulus from the session that your body can handle with the smallest amount of fatigue at the end of the session. If you absolutely go balls out on the first exercises, give them everything, you're going to get big stimulus, you're going to get a stack of fatigue, you're then going to go on to the next exercises, still get some stimulus, sure, but you're going to get more and more fatigue on that big stack, right? The fatigue is going to boom, and the fatigue is stacking up higher than the stimulus. My opinion, that's what I feel. So instead, get some good ass sets on your first exercises, get some stimulating sets, leave something in the tank, right? Especially if you're doing exercises that are working the same muscles. So I'm going to be doing, I've done dips, I'm then going to do overhead press. That's going to target the shoulders. There's going to be a little bit of pecs, okay, there's a little bit of crossover, there's definitely going to be triceps. And I've got push-ups to finish, so there's more pec work anyway. So I don't need to smash everything, I can give it a good jab, cross, but I don't need to start going in there, Mike Tyson and the shit out of it, because I've got more rounds to go. So, hopefully that's it. Now we're on to overhead press and pull-ups. So I'm probably going to do the pull-ups wide, come in, and just come in each set and work the different angles over the sets. Overhead press, standing, barbell, like a real man, or woman, or whatever. So here, boom, down and up. Enough. Whenever you're doing supersets, do the press first, then the row. I would suggest you maybe do the first set, do the row first, then the press. Getting the rowing muscles pumped up can help with stability when you're pressing, and gets you into sort of moving the scapula correctly for when you're doing the press. But then preceding sets after that, I would tend to switch. Press first and then pull. I find that doing the pull first, then do the press, affects the power output of the press more. So if I do chin-ups and then go to the press, the stability of my shoulders has been challenged, I've lost a little bit of the brace of my back, if you like, and then I go into press and it doesn't feel as good. Whereas the other way around, I won't really notice the impact on the chin-ups because, yeah, your pressing muscles are just not working at all. They're not really doing anything at all when it comes to doing a pull-up or doing a row. So, let's go to the chins. Eight reps then, with hard. 65 kilos or the weight of a very small human. Next on this one. Here, just gonna bring the grip in, keep working through. Oh boy, this is heavy. 65 for 6. I feel heavy. I think 1 rep max PB on this is in the 80 kilo range. I think, maybe 85. I always wanted to get body weight, but this just never came together. Like I need to be light, I need to be strong, and I've never managed to get the combination. I probably need to be, I think, 195 kilos and do a 95 kilo standing press, which is in there still. Lifetime goals, I'll get it. But at the moment it's all about deadlift. Oh. The other thing with supersets is, it's harder than your cardio system. It's brutal. Like, you're just not getting a rest. But you're taking a little rest, you're just getting your breath back and you're back into it. And also, I should probably be taking my inhaler, but I can't be arsed going to get it. This is my life. If anyone's got asthma watching this, be arsed, get the inhaler. It's somewhere out there. But my trigger seems to be cold, dry air. The rest of the year, so when it's not cold, when the air's not dry, I'm golden. But as soon as it's cold and dry, not good. I definitely went all the way on the first one there for the 8. I just always want to get near 10, especially on the camera. There's this pressure to get 10. 10's a magic number when it comes to pull-ups. So I tried in the first set. I could have got it, but there would be nothing left for the rest of the day. So back date, I probably should have done 7 so that I could keep a run of 7s. Whew. I'm going to do another round, same weight here, hand here, body weight. Then I'll drop the weight on that, and then I'm going to add a little bit of weight on the chin ups, just a little bit, teeny little bit, and do some more reps. Right, the air is cold, but I am not. So, let's get the last 2 rounds done. This lighting better not do me dirty. I'm gonna just remember it's bulking season, baby. We'll take that. Okay, a little bit of weight. I ain't kidding. Take these two ones. Put them in my pocket. Yeah, I'll get something else. Go for the 8. 8 might be a bit much. Try it. Now to decide how I'm hanging it. I've got a belt. But I ain't looking for it this time. Let's go dumbbell. Let's go dumbbell. 15 kilo dumbbell. This will be interesting. Oh. 3, and that's probably 120 kilos. Because I'm 105 plus the 15. Oh. It's tough. One more round. Hello there. So now we're going on to push-ups. Before I finish on rear flies and skull crushers. Anyway, I think I'll go in depth on the push-up to finish because it's where a lot of people tend to do these rubbish. As yeah, they tend to do the half push-up. The delightful half, just here, where you're not getting the full stretch in the pec. And so you're kind of just getting some tricep, getting some shoulder, getting a tiny little bit of pec. Whereas if you get here, right down, you're getting the full stretch. And you've got to give it to the CrossFitters because they invented the whole push-up, hand lift to keep people right and keep form good. Now, I don't think you have to take it into that level. And also you're kind of unloading that stretch position at the bottom as well and turn it into a dead stop exercise. So instead, I think touch the chest, lightly off the ground, pause for a second, nice control on the way down and then up. And I said earlier that 20, once you do 20 of those, then you can graduate to dips. So let's see after all the stuff I've done, if I can do 20 in a row. I struggle for 10 here. I'm calling quits on 15. Oh my god. That was brutal. On 15. One of the funnest things about doing these home sessions is trying to find the best camera angle, because I just use this little flexi tripod at the moment. It's proper recorded on a toaster level, but I've got 2 more sets of those, then I've got 3 rounds of skull crushers and rear flies, and I'm done. And I'm excited to be done because it's been a tough session, cardiovascular wise, going back to back, especially because of the weights I'm using at the moment are relatively heavy, because I'm getting a little bit stronger, and hopefully in the next videos coming in a few weeks I should get some lifetime PBs, which would be marvellous. Anyway, set 2. Alright, I think if I get 15 I'll be doing well. I'm just cooked at this point. Hopefully I look more impressive than those 12 push-ups felt. Not fun. So, last set. How am I going to do my triceps today? I think I might just do them lying here. Right here. Boom. Get them in. And we are done. Okay. Plan B, I ain't supersetting. I can't be bothered getting up between the overhead tricep extensions and doing the rear flies and setting the camera up. So I'm going to do 3 sets skull crushers and then 3 sets dumbbell rear flies. Sometimes it's about making your life easy. And working out in a guy's gym, that's what it's all about. Comfort. Except discomfort at the same time. Now to get the most out of those puppies, it's all about getting the stretch on the tricep and actually spending a lot of time getting into it, and I feel like feeling the discomfort stretching through the back of the arm versus just pumping them out. And the floor kind of keeps you strict. If you do them on a bench or something where you can get this kind of movement, you tend to find you can use a little bit of lat, a little bit of ab to kind of get it started. When you stay in this position, it's super strict, but the trade-off is you don't get as good a stretch. Yeah, I'm getting, this is an insight into how it felt to be Leonardo DiCaprio on the Titanic this year. That's how he felt. Except I can't remember her name, but I think she was just a little bit better. A little bit better than this shit. Anyway, let's get on to these bad boys. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. 3 sets, rear delts, get a little squeeze. I'm not too bothered. I'm not too bothered here about getting a huge stimulus. I'm just looking to keep my rear delts from getting any smaller. That about summarizes it. So. Good job! Good job! Yes, yes! Come on. I'm getting the legs out. The booties are already out. Let's see where we are. So, definitely lost a bit of leanness from going on holiday, living it up, and that's going to continue right through to January, February, and then I might do a little mini cut just to clean up a little bit. But right now I'm going to enjoy my food, get a little bit stronger, get a little bit of cushion on. The lighting in here is kind of weird. The down lighting, it kind of hits, but you can't get it to, you got it. You gotta go hunting for it. But you can get some of that fake night lighting and make yourself look saucy. This is the shit back because I can't see this. I don't know what's happening behind here, but I'll look. I said that in the narcissistic fashion upon which bodybuilding is built. I cannot see my back, and therefore this is shit. It's true though. You want to see what's happening. Anyway, that's the session for today. Jesus, I'm kneeling down on the top of it. I'm fucked. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe for more. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.